How is everybody doing? The weather at the moment is absolutely Baltic. So I'm just sitting in out of the weather there, and if you notice there on one of my videos, I had a young lad working with me. He was in transition year in secondary school, and the school basically ensured him to come working with me for the couple of days that he was with me, just for a bit of work experience, because the young people today, they're finding it very hard to kind of get took on. And also this guy, he wants to be more pragmatic and work with his hands rather than being more academic, even though now I have harped onto him to get a degree, and if he doesn't get a degree, get a trade. But a very young lad and a very nice lad, and we got on like a house on fire. But where I'm going with this video now is, while he was working with me, I started to reminisce about when I was younger. What was I like? So now I'm approaching 38 years old, and this young guy was 16 years old, so there was a 22-year gap between us. So what happened to me within these 22 years, and what I'm going to discuss as well towards the end of the video, is the little tips and steps that a young guy needs to take, or a young person needs to take, to get to the right place in life, rather than the steps that I took. Even though I know I'm doing good at the moment, and it's all going well, it's all under control, but you know, things have been a bit sporadic and a bit crazy in my life along the way. So anyway, I started gardening when I was 12 years old. For my confirmation, out of my confirmation money, I bought a lawnmower, and I used to walk the roads in Douglas and cut gardens for like £2 a garden and all this kind of thing, you know, £1, £5, depending on the size of the garden. And then I always kind of gardened. Then from that age on, I gardened with my granddad, who's dead now, and I did a lot of work on my uncle's house. He built a house, and we did a lot of work in the garden. I used to work side by side, shovel for shovel, with my granddad. Basically, he had me digging all the holes, and he was telling me what to do, but he was a very hard worker now as well. And I did a pile of work there for family members and whatnot. And then I was very good at sport, and I burnt out at the age of 18. I was on the Irish international team for boxing and running athletics at the same time, and that took its toll on me. So then I burnt out, and I reached Leaving Cert, and after I completed my Leaving Cert, I did a poor Leaving Cert because I was burnt out. I decided that I knew enough in life to go out and get a job. That was my first mistake. I got no further education, and I never went for a trade. I was kind of one of these people now that like to start something but never completed anything. So basically, where I went from there then, I got these meaningless jobs, minimum wage jobs. They were crap. I was mistreated on the jobs. I didn't know if I was coming or going, if it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. I didn't know what day of the week it was. I was all over the place. I was pretty sporadic with my behaviour. And at the time, even though my dad was a big influence in my life growing up, at that time I was kind of avoiding my dad. I moved out of home. I was renting a house. You know, I was living with this girl, and I was scared I was going to get this girl pregnant because I had no money. I was getting stressed out. I was getting sick. And then what happens? The biggest economic crash ever happens in 2008. Now, I left school in 2004. So 4 years later, I'm left stranded. No trade, no degree, could not travel, no money, sick, stupid and broke. And I'm landed. But upon one of these days, I met this guy. Now, I was thinking of starting up a gardening gig. Alright, that was because I was thinking about what I was good at and how could I make money quick. So I was thinking gardening. I know it's hard work, but I've skill in it, and it was one of the only things I really had a skill in. So I met this guy, and he was asking me how was I getting on with the gardening. And I said to him, look, it's only going okay. I'm only making a couple of quid here and there. I have a couple of customers, this and that. And he said to me, Damien, you're not ready. This is where I'm going with the video. No, I wasn't ready, so he took me under his wing, and I stayed with him for 5 years. And this is when I was 26. And when I came out from him after 5 years, I was 31. I started Mr. Tidy Garden. And ever since then, I've been like a rocket to the moon. I've took off, and it's been unbelievable. You've watched me. I'm able to travel. I have a great lifestyle out of gardening because all the simple disciplines, principles this guy gave me, and work ethic that he he kind of presented to me and showed me that I needed, because he said to me, he said one simple thing. He said, Damien, make work your friend and you'll be fine in life. And work is my best friend now. And it's got me through all trials, tribulations, breakups, relationships, the death of my dad, the sickness of my dad, all these problems. Work has been the biggest healer for me. Now, I'm not saying it's for everyone, but it has been for me. Now, the steps that if I could go back in time, okay, and back to this 16-year-old, this is where the video is kind of going. And if you're watching this video now, and maybe you're a young lad and you're confused and stuff, stick with the video. If you're a parent, maybe you want to show, or you know, you're an aunt or an uncle or whatever, or you're a friend and you want to show someone this video, please share it and hit the like and subscribe as well. Now, if I could go back in time and I was leaving secondary school, I'd either getting a skill, a good skill that is now, a trade or a degree. That's what I would have done. So I'd have gone off and getting really a trade or a degree. Now with that trade or degree, you can travel. My business here in Cork City, I'm location dependent, meaning if I leave Cork City, I am nothing without it. If you have a skill or a trade, you can travel. If things go belly up here, off you go, you can travel and you can start again. Me, I would end up God only knows where. Now, once you get your skill, your trade or your degree, then you need to go work for someone, a knowledgeable person like the guy that I worked with, and take in everything like a sponge. Soak everything in like a sponge so that you can pick up all the tricks, the everyday runnings of a business, the problem solving involved in it, the principles, the disciplines involved in it, and then you can go from there and branch out on your own and start your own business. Now, these are the tips for becoming self-employed. You can't skip the steps. Like what I was trying to do was, oh yeah, because barrier to entry as a gardener into the marketplace is very easy. All you need to do is buy a van, a lawnmower, a strimmer, a couple of shovels and brushes, and off you go, you're a gardener. You know, you don't need any real level of skill, just if you can work hard. And that's basically it. So I just wanted to chime in with you here now. I'm going to keep the videos going, and you know, you're watching my vlogs and stuff. I try to catch that stuff on camera there, you know, bits of, you know, I try to keep it humorous, you know, the hard working, bit of music, all that, you know, keep the videos going. So I just want to say thanks to everyone now for watching the video. Hit the like and subscribe, and if anyone needs to watch this video now, guys, share it with them. Over and out.